welcome to the Whimsical Workshop. Can you believe we are on month 10 of the Imagine Block of the Month? We are almost done. So let's get started. Yay! Alright, if you have been following along, you know every month I have been doing a video on the block of the month, plus the bonus projects for that block. This month I tried to go easy, but at the same time we went a little complicated. This month there are two blocks. This is one. It's the little daisy string on the side of the quilt, if you look at the quilt image. And then the other one is the star stripe. Really easy to make, really fun to make. But then what we're going to do is we're going to take this one and turn it into a zipper pouch. And this one, we're going to take one block and turn it into a pin cushion. So we're going to learn how to do a zipper pouch and a pin cushion in this video. I've obviously already done the blocks. The blocks are, again, go back to month 1. You will learn all about fusible applique, how to finish your edges, and how to make the blocks. This one we'll talk about the background, but in the end you're just going to applique your stars on it. So again, super easy. So this video is really going to be all about the bonus projects. So let's get going. So for the background on these, you will make 2 strip sets. Just sew them together, and then we're going to cut the strip sets into 7.5-inch segments, and you sew 6 of these together. That will make your background, and then you put your stars on. Like I said, very easy. This one, you're going to make 5 little daisy blocks, which is basically just applique on the square, and then sew them together to make that block. So easy, easy. So let's talk about our threads this month. As always, this is a program that we are doing with MulQueen Sewing here in Arizona. You can go to the link below and check it out for all the details. You can jump in whenever you want. But there will be 12 months of blocks, which will make the Imagine quilt, which you probably saw in the thumbnail. And then each month there is a bonus project, except for this month, there are 2. The threads for this month are, let me turn this over, these beautiful colors. As you can see, they coordinate very nicely with our blocks. We have a really dark green, we have a lime green, and we have the beautiful purple. I did go back to month 1 and I pulled in a white to do the daisies and the buttercuppy yellow, cheddary yellow I guess you could call, to do the orange centers. So we're going to use the 3 threads that are in the box and then these 2 here. You can also use these threads for the quilting when we get to the quilting part. But for today, let me just show you what we finished the edges in. Whoops, as they roll away. For the beautiful little daisy blocks, we used the cheddar for the center, the white for the flower, and the purple for the circle. For the stars, we played it up, and we used the lime green on the yellow and the dark green on the stars to really kind of make the stars pop. And let me give you a quick close-up of what these look like. If I can get my camera to focus up there, you can see that lime green just disappears right into the yellow, and the dark green really outlines the yellow. So, and I just did a blanket stitch on both. So those are our blocks for the month. So to do our pin cushions, we're going to do that one first because it's quick and easy. And we did all of the piecing in the lime green. So I'm going to put this one back on my machine to finish sewing. So for the pin cushion, you're going to need to make 1 little block, and you can make extras for gifts for friends. I'm going to be giving these to friends if they're watching. Hopefully this is after Christmas. So we're just going to put these right sides together with a dark green square from the star block. So we're going to just put those together, and I'm just going to layer up all 3 because I'm going to make them all at the same time. And then we're going to go over to the sewing machine, and we're going to start right about here, stitch down and around and up, and leave a little opening. Like that much of an opening is probably fine. And we're going to turn them and stuff them, but that's where a couple of our tricks will come in. So let me get these 3 sewn and I'll be right back. Alright, so I went ahead and I sewed these, and now I'm ready to turn it. What I do first is I clip the bulk out of the corner, but you can see I don't go right up to the stitch. I'm just getting the excess out. I don't want to weaken my stitch. And then we're just going to turn these right side out. I say these, this is one. Okay. And then I found this little pokey stick in my stuff. Someone gave it to me. It has like a rubber end and a really blunt tip on the end. You can use this, or you could use a purple thing, or just something that's a blunted end stick, and just poke out your corners. You want to make sure that you have nice clean corners. It makes it look nicer. So now we're ready to stuff our pincushion. So what I do is I take a coffee mug. Found this one at a thrift store. Reminded me of my childhood in the 80s, and that cute. And I'm going to use this to hold my pincushion up. And then I took a piece of paper and I rolled it up and put a piece of tape on and made it a funnel. And I made a pretty good size hole because I just want to go fast. I just want to fill this. And then I'm going to fill it with walnut shells, which I've already filled a couple, so I got them all over my table. And this will keep the mess to a minimum. You can get walnut shells on Amazon. You can buy them at bird seed stores or bird feed stores. You can buy them at craft stores. Obviously, they sell them for pin cushions. But you can also buy these for, like, you can sometimes find them at hardware stores because they use it for polishing metal, like in tumblers and stuff. So, you know, you can find however many pin cushions you're going to make. You can buy a little bag at a craft store or a really big bag at a, I think I have a gallon coming from Amazon because I have a lot of pin cushions to make, which hopefully you'll see in the future. And I'm just filling it up. It's going to take probably half of what's in this bag. And I pull it out and kind of make sure I'm getting it full. And I'm going back and forth. Like right now we're about half full. So I'm going to just keep doing this until we get it to the fullness I like. But this, again, like if it falls out of the funnel, it's going into the coffee cup. It keeps your mess down to a minimum. I think one more pour and we should be good. Alright. Then, let's pull this guy out and check it. And I gotta dump all of this in there. And I'm just trying to, yeah, that's good. Alright, so there it is. It's like just about full. And then what I do is I take polyfill and I'm going to shove the polyfill in the opening right on top of the walnut shells. And what that's going to do is create like a cork to hold the shells in place. So we're just going to shove that in there all the way across. And now when I go to hand sew this, the shells aren't going to fall out. One day I was stitching and the shells were popping out and it was driving me crazy, and I finally said, well, what if I put polyfill in there, because it wouldn't hurt the pin cushion, but it also keeps everything nice and neat and the shells won't necessarily pop out my side seam. So then I'm just going to, you know, fold it in and clip it, and I'm going to hand sew this closed with a ladder stitch. I have a video for a ladder stitch. I'll link it below. And there we go. And so I've already done these two. They are all hand sewn. There you go. You can't even see it with the ladder stitch. And the this polyfill will hopefully block any shells from falling out the side. And then once you get it all stitched, you can squish the shells into the corners and make it a nice, sweet pin cushion. So, like I said, I got one for me and two for gifts. So, to make the zipper pouch, first of all, make sure you get all the walnut shells off your cutting table, because if you hit it with a blade and your rotary cutter, it can cause a nick in your blade, and you don't really want that. You don't want to be taken out by a walnut shell. Okay, so we're just going to clean up that mess. Alright, so to do the zipper pouch, we're still going to do strip stitch, or we're still going to make strip sets. Then we're going to take the ruler and we're going to line it with the center line and square this up. And then we're going to turn this around. And we're going to cut you're going to need 4 7.5-inch segments, okay? Then once you have those, you are going to also need one more 7.5 by 2.5 of the green and the light green. So I went ahead and I've done that and I've sewn them together. So you have light green, dark green, light green, dark green, light green. And then you have this one, which is the opposite. Dark, light, dark, light, dark. You're going to sew those together to create the zipper pouch front and back. And then you're going to applique your stars on, which I've gone ahead and done to save time for the video, because you don't need to see this. You already know how to do the applique from the other videos. So now we have our front and back of our zipper pouch, and we cut lining pieces that are 10.5 by 7.5. So we have 2 lining pieces and 2 outer bag pieces. All we're going to do is we're going to put our zipper on. And so how you do that is you have a 12-inch zipper. I like my zippers longer to work with and then just trim them up. So you could have a 10-inch zipper and not have to trim it, but then you have to fight with the zipper head, and I don't like to do that. Then we're going to use our magic weapon, which is a glue stick. And we are going to apply the glue stick to, okay, the zipper is head up. The zipper head is up. We're going to apply the glue stick. Hang on a minute, let me think about this. No. Zipper is head down, because we're putting the lining in. So we're going to go ahead and apply the glue stick to the zipper. Now the directions tell you to put this and then put the zipper on and then put the front on, but to actually get there you need to put the glue on that zipper. And you're going to see here I'm going to align it with the lining. So the lining is on the bottom, the zipper head is on top, this is on the front, and I'm gluing that on. And that is what the directions say. Then we're going to take 1/2 of this and we're going to align it with the lining, and we're going to glue that onto the zipper front. So we're going to have 3 layers. Lining, zipper right side up. Oh, and the lining would be right side up. Lining right side up, zipper right side up. And then the outer bag piece is wrong side up. It's right side down. So it's right sides together. All right, so we're going to glue that on there. And you can use a zipper foot, or I also like to use a top stitch foot, and I put the top stitch blade right against the zipper and I move the needle over and sew my zipper on. So I'm going to go ahead and sew this part on. So now you can see that's sewn on there, and we're going to flip it so that the lining and the outer bag are together. And then we're going to turn this around and we're going to repeat it again. Lining on the bottom. Now we need to make sure it's aligning with these halves as well. So we're going to apply the glue to this side of the zipper. Okay, and then we're going to align our lining pieces together. And we're going to make sure that this is aligning with the top edge of our zipper. And again, zipper head is facing down at the moment while I'm gluing this. Okay. So you can always remember the lining goes on the inside, so the lining should always be on the back side of your zipper, and the outer bag should always be on the outer side of the zipper. Alright, so again, the illustration in the pattern would show lining, zipper, and then the front half of the bag, or the back half, depending on which side you like better. And again, we're going to just apply our glue. This makes it so much easier than using clips. Now you need to let it dry before you run over to the sewing machine, and you can speed that up by using an iron and just hitting it with the iron. The iron will dry it a little bit faster, or you could just wait a minute or two. It doesn't take very long for it to dry. Okay, now we got that in place. Gonna run over and sew those 3 pieces together. So again, we have lining, zipper, lining, and then the other one is tucked underneath. That's on the bottom of the zipper. So it's out of your way. You don't have to worry about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew that one up. So now that one's sewn. So now what you're gonna do is you can flip this open and just flip those like that, and this one like this. Okay, and it should all line up, and you can now flip this open like that and like that. So what you have is you have your zipper in the middle, you have your 2 lining halves, and you have your 2 outer pieces. So at this point, before we do this, before we sew this in, we need to pull our zipper to the middle. Actually, just pull it open so you have a nice opening. I always use a little wonder clip here to help me kind of hold it in place. You're you're going to take some junky scissors and you're going to trim the zipper even with the bag. Okay, so we're going to get rid of those. And this, we'll just keep our clip and throw those away. Now we're going to put applique sides together and we're going to put lining sides together. And the zipper sticks up. So what I do is I fold it to the lining side. So both halves of that zipper are folded towards the lining. I'm going to just do that, and I'll do the same thing on this side. I'm going to go over to the machine. Now I have my zipper open. It's really important that it's open for this stuff. I have that open, and I will clip this when I get over there, and I'm going to start here, and I'm going to sew all the way around and come back in here, and I'm going to leave about a 3-inch opening, 3 to 4 inches, whatever you think you need to get the bag to turn right side out. So let me go stitch that up and we'll be ready to turn it right side out. All right, there we go. We have our opening. I'll show you on the side where you can see the thread. You can see I left that opening. I also did that straight stitch the same as we did on our little pin cushions to make sure that those would turn in nicely. Now what you do is you reach into the opening and you reach through the zipper and you grab the bottom of the bag and you pull it through. Okay. And you can use the stick again to poke out your corners. Just like that, and that, and then you have corners here. So before you deal with your lining, you have to poke out all 4 corners of the bag. So there is that corner, and you can see, you know, the zipper goes right into the corner, and the same thing on this side. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to go over to the machine before we pop our lining in. We're going, oh wait, we got to push out these corners too. Pop out your lining corners. It's hard to do when it's still kind of half in and half out of the bag. Just be patient, work at it. Same thing over here. We're just gonna pop in like that, and then we're going to fold that in like that, and we're gonna just top stitch this on the machine. We don't have to hand sew it because it's going to be on the inside of the bag and you're not going to see it. So let me top stitch this and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, so we have that top stitched close, and we're just going to pop that in there for a quick and easy zipper pouch. And again, you can use the little stick to kind of get the lining nice and neat in your corners. And there we go. There is our zipper bag. Now, I did not top stitch along that zipper, and I would recommend that just so that it lays nice and flat, but you can also just press this. This is a quickie little zipper project. We're going to zip it closed. And there we go. There is our zipper pouch and our pin cushion. Really quick, really easy projects this month. And then again, we have our blocks with the stars and the daisies. Again, we wanted to make month 10 a little bit easier than some of the others. Next month, we will be back with the block Inspire, and I'm excited. That's going to be a door hanger for us. And then after that, we have one more project, and then it's time to put it together. So please let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this project? Are you following along? Are you just learning things for the smaller projects, or are you, you know, also participating in the quilt? I'd love to see what people are doing, and I want to thank you for following. Again, make sure you check out check out the link below to talk about the Aurifil Thread Collector Club. You can sign up at MulQueen.com. Again, links below. I want to thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.